Quitting Nerdigans. This is the one and only Packer Girl 89 of Nerdigans, and today's Manga Nerdigan live reaction video is going to be for Oshi chapter 164. But before I get into this recap of the live reaction, we are at war with YouTube's algorithm, and it is slowly but surely killing my channel. And in order to defeat this algorithmic beast, we need you to please hit that like, share, and subscribe buttons. And because, of course, this channel, let alone this video, are not sponsored. And we ain't sponsored by Shueisha, and we ain't sponsored by Manga Plus. So considering how much we promote Manga Plus on this channel, it's kind of surprising, right? But if you love what we're doing and want to help keep me, my adorable little Bubba Kitty, who's being a bad kitty over there, and this operation literally alive and kicking, so we could keep bringing you more anime and manga content, whether it be news, analysis, or live reactions like this one. Feel free to hit up our Cash App and PayPal. Links are in the description box below, as well as the link to our Patreon, where we are doing our anime live reaction content, because unlike YouTube, where we constantly have to worry about getting a copyright strike for showing anything on the screen, well, Patreon, we don't have to worry about that. So I can have my full setup of the anime and manga side by side and have the audio to boot, which is not only great for busting a botch localization or two, but it's fantastic for when we have to cover anime original content like, say, Dragon Ball Daima, or for Bleach Thousand Year Blood War, which the first episode is available for free on Patreon. And the more views and subscribers we get, the more anime we will cover. And hell, if you're a $10 patron, you get to choose the series we cover as well. And there's a Stackball anime season on the horizon and more anime on the way. So please check out our Patreon. The link is in the description box below. So, well, based on what I've been seeing on social media in response to last chapter, it's really become apparent on who's read series like Hoseki no Kuni and who hasn't. Because what happened last chapter really did not surprise me at all. No. Well, minus like maybe the first portion of it. But like, other than that, it really did not surprise me. But the only thing I could say about it, and I said it last week, is that it didn't have the emotional impact that Hoseki no Kuni had. And it's a really goddamn shame, because it really had the potential to have it. But anyways, let's get to this chapter, see what's in store for us today. So we're seeing the takedown of the B Kamachi set here. And we're seeing Arima looking for AQUA, because remember, Arima was hoping AQUA was going to be there watching her. And then, of course, there's Ruby, like, meeting with the fans. But no. Why? Why is this here? No. Why is content that should have been, frankly, should have been at the beginning of last chapter here? This art is beautiful, but why the fuck is this here? I'm going to read this, and I'll explain why this should have been at the beginning of last chapter. So painful. It hurts. It's so cold. So cold. So dark. I want to breathe. My heart and body are screaming. I want to live. So bitter. Hurry. It's painful. It's dark. My regrets. So painful. I'm going to die. It's cold. This art is pretty, mind you. So cold. It's so painful. Oh, it's like the lifeline, too. And then there's the star. The North Star there. I could hear a song. Or so I thought. And then there's AQUA dying. But why wasn't this should have been at the beginning of last chapter. Here's how I picture it, right? Not the takedown of the B Kamachi set. Like, this should, like, the first part of this chapter, up until AQUA, we're seeing AQUA dying, that should be in this chapter. But the stuff with AQUA dying here in the sea, that should have been at the start of last chapter. And then as AQUA, you know, as he's going into the darkness, as he's blacking out, then we get to the start of the fantasy of of what it would have been like if Serena would have survived and all that. And then where we see Aqua like lying here in the sea, dead. That would have been like the perfect final page of last chapter. I think that would have worked so much better for last week's chapter. Do I think it would have made it more emotionally impactful and would have made it like more on par with Hoseki no Kuni? No, and here's why. The reason why I say this is because the thing that Hoseki no Kuni had when Phos died and why it was so impactful is that when Phos passed away, you saw and this is when he's getting burned up by the sun. You see all the layers coming off of him. And when those layers come off, it's all the burdens that he carried throughout the series. And when those burdens came off, like you saw him like becoming lighter and lighter and lighter. And all those regrets coming off. And then his final thing was he felt so light, so light, and he was smiling. And it was just, God, just making me thinking about it is making me cry. You see what I mean by an emotional impact? Like, if you would have had something here where it was like, at least, Ruby is safe and I don't have to worry about Ruby. I don't have to, worry. Ruby is safe. She's fine and all that. And like all those layers came off and that like I avenged the darkness is defeated, like something. And like that burden is gone. And we see like this light come off. I feel like that would have been better. And like, I just feel like this could have been so much more powerful and also have I show up. If you would have had I like taking him, kind of like what we saw with Kamiki. Remember what we saw with Kamiki, that Goro, dragged him down into the pits of hell kind of thing. If we would have seen I, like a reverse of that, but with I taking AQUA kind of thing, I think that would have worked so much better here. But for the most part, this part should have not been in this chapter. This part should have been in last week's chapter at the very beginning. And this panel here with AQUA in the water serenely, that should have been at the final page of last week's chapter. And maybe you can make the argument. I don't think you can make the argument that it could have been in the first page of this chapter. I don't know. But let me know what you guys think, because in my opinion, it kind of makes it feel this chapter feels disjointed because of it. But anyways, let's keep going here. And then you know what you could have started this chapter off with because of the phone here? You could have had the first page of this chapter be the phone. And then have it go into like the takedown of everything, because the phone would have symbolized the phone here with the moon and all that and the sea, that symbolized obviously, AQUA's death. Then you could have gone into the takedown of the Beat Komachi concert and have everyone look for AQUA and all that. And then have the title page, be finale. But this could have worked. This could have been done so much better. But let me know what you guys think in the comments in regards to that. But let's continue here. But at least the 15-year lie is a big hit. I'm happy with that. What happened after that? A story you no longer know. Your body was found by a fisherman 12 kilometers or about 12 miles from the scene. The damage seemed to be minor and must have been due to the cold of the winter sea. But Kamiki's body wasn't found, though, as far as we know. After that, it became big news. They said that you were killed by Kamiki-san. Oh, the expressions on their faces. They said it was because he resented you. But that's not the case, right? No. Akane knows. I'll settle this matter. In the meantime, you'll have to protect Ruby. You just tried to protect Ruby-chan in her future, didn't you? Mm-hmm. And this panel is great. And that's why you killed Kamiki-san and committed suicide. I believe that you definitely come back because your expression screamed, I want to live in the future. You didn't look like someone who wanted to die. Why didn't you let me help you? Because he didn't want you involved, bitch. It wasn't your business. If you wanted to, we could have planned the perfect crime together. I was ready to become a murderer. I would have even gone to hell as long as I was with you. She didn't want you to, bitch! No shit! He didn't want you to, bitch! That's why! He made it clear from the beginning he didn't want you involved in this. But I'm curious what you guys think of this chapter. I'm surprised. It's interesting that Kamiki's body wasn't found, or there was no mention of it. I kind of would have liked to seen the social media response to it, because I think that would have been it. Because that was part of the thing that AQUA was worried about, was the social media response and how it was going to affect Ruby. But Akane's talking about like the perfect crime. Bitch, he wasn't talking about he was talking about protecting Ruby on social media too. He was in her image, period. Like, she should know better than anybody about that. But I'm very curious what you guys think about this. I really was hoping we were going to see other people's reaction to this, and not just Akane's thoughts on this. But obviously, we were going to get Akane's thoughts on this because of the whole thing. Because she was going to she wanted to kill Kamiki with him. But the other person I wanted to get thoughts on of this, there's a couple. There was the director and there was the producer. Because remember, obviously there's the director because of his ties to AQUA and to well, both of them because of their connections to I, and also in particular with the producer, his connection to Kamiki. But I'm very curious what you guys think. As I said, my main issue with this chapter is the AQUA content should have been in last week's chapter. If that content was in last week's chapter, this chapter would have worked out. I think both chapters would have been a lot stronger, in my opinion. And then if this chapter would have started out with the image of the phone and the title of finale, and then going into the takedown and seeing like seeing the images of everyone looking for AQUA, I think that would have worked a little bit better too. I kind of would have liked to seen the fisherman find AQUA's body as well. Like that. Remember I said about that spread with AQUA's body smiling? If we would have seen the fisherman discover AQUA's body with that spread, I think that would have worked out really nicely too here. I would have not been mad at that. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section, what you guys think of this chapter, especially combined with last week's chapter. Do you guys agree that because of the structure, that it kind of feels a little disjointed, and that the AQUA content should have been at the start of last week's chapter, minus the page with AQUA smiling in the water, where that one should have been where he's dead, where that one should have been at the end of last week's chapter. Like, I feel like if that was the case, then last chapter would have been a lot stronger. But as I said, I don't think it still wouldn't have been as strong as Hoseki no Kuni's. It still wouldn't have been as strong. I know there's going to be a lot of copium because of AQUA being dead, but let's be real. I think all of us knew from the start AQUA was going to die. There was no other way this was going to end with AQUA being alive. And the people that say that AQUA was going to survive by the end of all this are just are on some strong copium and drunk on delusion. At least in my opinion. But let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, and remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe to Nerdigans Inc. Love what we're doing and want to help keep this operation alive and kicking so we can keep bringing you more Oshinoko content. A few ways you can do that. Donate to our Cash App, PayPal, Patreon, purchase something off our Amazon wishlist. All that's in the description box below. Also, make sure you follow us on Twitter, Twitch, Discord, friend us on PlayStation Network. That's in the description box below as well. And until next time, Nerdigans, I will be seeing you later. Bye.